Hello everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome back to some more EVE Online. And we have 3 dev blogs to cover today, so let me just get some strip mining going, and then we'll go straight to it because it's a decent amount to cover. So there we go, let's go to the dev blogs. I'm going to do in the opposite order in which they were released, because I think that the last one is actually pretty damn important and probably underestimated if you look at the other ones. So let's start up with Ship Balancing for Retribution by CCP Fuzzy, who's been releasing quite a lot of dev blogs, and it basically reiterates all of the rebalancing that we're going to see in Retribution. So as we know, frigates, destroyers, cruisers and some of the weapons get rebalanced. The frigate information, they go in depth into all the individual frigates, explain why they make the changes they do. Basically the whole philosophy behind the current rebalancing of the ships is being laid out before you in this dev blog. Very informative. We know most of this already, but if you haven't checked it out yet, this is definitely the dev blog that will give you most information, and all of it just in one spot. So there we go. I also had the destroyers and here the cruisers. Pretty much all the Tech 1 versions are being covered in this dev blog individually, so pretty good for the information there. Now there is some additional information, or at least I didn't know about all of these changes. First of all, let's talk about the weapons. In turrets, let's just see what the changes basically are. -1 CPU required, -5% power grid, 10% power grid, 10% power grid, always the same. And alongside the change to artillery cannons, we are removing turn 25 power grid from the Hurricane battle cruiser. So yeah, basically they are making the fitting on turret weapons a bit easier, but they are nerfing the Hurricane in that sense. For the missiles, we all know that they are rebalancing the heavy missiles, toning down the damage significantly actually. And what is this one? All missile skills, rigs and implants will now affect all subcapital missiles across the board. Okay, interesting change. Just quickly going to check for pirates, but nothing so far. So yeah, there's some changes coming to weapons, turrets, mostly fitting changes, and then the heavy missile nerf for missiles. Module side of things, let's see. If I read it correctly, there are some changes to E-War, but they are also adding a new set of skills to increase sensor strength, allowing players to choose whether they want to prioritize defense against ECMs in their skill plans. So that's pretty interesting. That an overall buff, I guess, to resistance to ECM as well, if you decide to pick up those skills. And who won't pick up those skills, I don't know who wouldn't, but yeah, just some skill-based increased resistance to ECM sounds like a good idea to me. Remote repair modules, small and medium ones, get changes to their fitting. So frigates, the new support frigates and cruisers can fit them a bit more easily, which is good news for my faction remote repairer that dropped in the Serpentis 5 outposts. I can see that one increase in, and there we go, Serpentis coming in. With these changes to the cruisers, support cruisers and support frigates, I can see these modules increasing in price significantly if these ships turn out to be a viable option in PvP. So yeah, pretty good for me. Then some Inferno modules, the salvage drones, of course, 5 cubic meters, so they're just small drones, which for me personally is pretty awesome because my salvage skills are pretty bad, but I do usually salvage for missions of the corporation in my Orca. So this way I can help out with 5 salvage drones, tractor beam everything from I think it's 70 kilometers, and then just let my salvage drones do all the work. That's gonna be pretty interesting for me personally to increase the efficiency of our looting system. Micro jump drive, Johnny Pugh covered that quite nicely. A high risk but high potential module in my opinion. The ancillary shield booster is going to get a bit of a nerf. It seems that it's a bit overpowered at the moment, which I think most people expected after seeing it being used so much in the Alliance tournament last summer. The reactive armor hardener, on the other hand, gets a bit of a buff. So this hardener will adapt itself to the incoming damage, and it will now do this more quickly, as well as costing less cap to activate. So yeah, a bit of a buff on that one. And finally, the target spectrum breaker is receiving an overhaul with reduced duration and less severe scan resolution penalty. So I guess it wasn't used that much. For the drone modules, they get a bit of a buff as well, a bit more damage and less CPU for the Tech 2 versions. So that's pretty good. In the meantime, my warriors are taking care of that Serpenti Scout. Team 5.0 is also introducing a new series of officer drone modules that can be stolen from rogue drone officer units. That's a completely new market as well, of course 0.0 only. Maybe some exploration sites can have them as well, but yeah, faction drone modules sounds interesting for a Galente pilot like myself. So anyways, there we go. That's a quick overlook of the rebalancing in Retribution. Very informative dev blog. Let's quickly go back and check out what's happened here. That's a Serpentis down. Nothing else coming up, and that's 2 cycles done. I think I can do 4 on these current rocks, so I might want to just target another one just to be safe. And then let's move on to the next dev blog, which is actually the previous one, but alright. UI features set for Retribution. Read more. So this one is basically about the UI overhaul. This is a very nice pic right here at the center of the screen, I think. The new targeting layout is shown, the new targeting icons as well. On top of that, there is the new camera mode. Once again, Johnny Pugh covered this quite nicely, which is just makes the game look better in my opinion. If you have a way to constantly keep your target on the screen, it's great for people that enjoy making videos like myself, and it's great for tracking your foe, finding out what planet he went to and stuff like that. So this is an awesome change that I wasn't expecting, and I'm very happy to see that it will come for Retribution. Yeah, the new target huts, brackets, stuff like that. We already see this right here in the pic. An in-space DPS indicator, so you can see which bastard is giving you a bloody nose. That can help quite a lot, both in PvP, small scale I would say, and for missions to make you a bit more efficient, if you can pick out the target that does the most damage to you. I'm curious to see what it will actually look like in game, but sounds promising. New damage notification stream. So you saw the damage notification pop up just a few seconds ago. This will now be separate from the general notifications, like when an illegal person enters the system, and both of these will be movable. You can put them wherever you want, so that's awesome as well, because that's pretty annoying if you want to make movies without the HUD and then you keep having those messages pop up. You have to disable them completely, so if you can move them or just disable them with one click, that would be awesome. When you mouse over an active module, you see a hairline link to its target. No idea what that's gonna look like, but I imagine that if I hover over my strip miner, for instance, I would get a visual cue here from my my Machina to the target, in this case an asteroid, a hairline link as they call it. So no idea what it looks like, but I'm pretty curious to see it in action. Some more improvements to the Corporation Finder and Corporation Application Management pages. Always welcome, of course, because well, corporations are serious business in EVE Online, and making that a bit more streamlined and easier is always welcome. More info on tooltips, pretty good, and resistance types on hardeners. That's once you get your mitts on these goodies, we're sure you'll be grinning like a shot fox. yes, finally we might be able to lose less time finding the correct hardeners. That would be awesome. And then finally moving on to Team Clang, which is a pretty short dev blog, and it's all about the sound, so not really gameplay related that much with anything you do or click, but they're completely revamping the turret sounds. They are also taking out the jukebox. That's unexpected on my end, but in exchange they put all the current tracks on soundcloud.com. The link is right here in the dev blog, yeah, they're completely changing the way music will work. From what I read, they have basically some totally new soundscapes, and they will be based on where you are. So high-sec will have its own feel and theme to it, same with low-sec, and then null-sec will probably be the darkest themed soundscapes, but sounds like they're going for completely new sound in EVE Online. Like I said, you can still get all the old tracks on SoundCloud now, so if you want to listen to those tracks like before while playing, you can still do it, but they're no longer supporting this within the EVE Online application itself, because most music listening is evolving more and more towards streaming, and I have to agree with them honestly. While I play EVE, I tend to just listen to YouTube videos quite often, so I think this is a logical move on their end. There are some increased sounds as well, like a sound when you finish a skill or a mission. Pretty good, especially a sound when you finish a mission is very welcome. Soft soundscape when entering the in-game map. Johnny Pew had already noticed this on the test server, and I'm gonna quickly check because I heard something, but yep, these will be practically done. There you go. So I'm gonna take that last one where I can get at least a full cycle on there. So yeah, whenever you go to the map, sounds will be a bit quieter. Like I said, Johnny Pew already noticed this on the test server. Stargate sounds will have variety to it. Now, how awesome is that when you have to travel 30 or 40 jumps to a live event? At least it won't be as monotonous as it was before, so yay for that. And a capacitor warning, and that's pretty interesting as well. If you forget to leave your modules on, you can set at what percentage, at least I read that on Reddit, at what percentage you get the capacitor warning. So in case you forget to deactivate modules, this can help you, and it's a problem I have very often as well. And some planet sounds, no idea what to make of that yet, but when you get close to planets, you should be able to hear some specially made sounds that will be experienced in planetary interaction mode, and also by warping up to the planets. So yeah, some extra sounds there. I'm pretty curious what that's going to be like on a temperate planet or on a lava planet. Will there be differences? I hope so. Let's have a quick look. Is this a recap? New music system, new ship atmospheric sounds, new turret sounds resulting in much greater naval battle experience, and made the planet sounds more audible. So yep, why do I think this one is actually pretty important? Because this is what a video of EVE Online in Inferno looks like now. You get the sounds you've always known. You're pretty much used to the background by now, and you're very much used to the UI by now. All of this is going to change in Retribution. You get different sounds, you get different targeting icons. You might want to switch up the color, and then yeah, it will be like a completely different experience from what you have now. No longer will you have to look for what the hell you're targeting at. You just hover over this asteroid, and right away your screen will center that wherever you want it. I think this is pretty important, that a lot of people have said that they're a bit underwhelmed by the changes that are coming to in the next expansion. But I have to say, from all of this information, to me it sounds like we get a massive overhaul of the feel of EVE Online in general. And just like when the nebulas were first released, it took us a few weeks and then we really got used to them. But I have to say, for sound, I personally think it's going to make a much more lasting effect on our experience of EVE Online. And I'm very much looking forward to experiencing that. And I'm hoping for a successful expansion coming December 4th. And I'll see you all next time.